Okay, good afternoon everyone. Just to confirm, we are now in public session, and just to remind you all that this meeting is being broadcast online and throughout Parliament buildings. Just want to welcome members of the public here watching online, and we have three members, Carol, Sinead and Timothy, all joining us remotely. So just to remind you to ensure your mobile phones are muted and that no photography or recording of the meeting is allowed. So if you're content, we'll proceed with the agenda. So we have apologies from Claire. I think
Philip.
And Philip,
Yeah,
okay.
Philip,
okay. Thank you, Clark. So, declarations of interest. Have members any interest to declare in relation to this meeting? Okay, so chairperson's business then. So, members, I'm going to refer you to pages 6 to 9 of the pack. Just to advise that Birth Mothers and Their Children Together has forwarded you correspondence that was received from the Department of Health regarding the delay in the implementation of the Adoption and Children Act Northern Ireland 2022 and access to adoption records in advance of the inquiry. The Department of Health has advised that they are continuing to engage with colleagues in TO on matters relating to the inquiry and redress scheme. This includes consideration of how the two departments can work together to ensure that requests by the public inquiry for adoption information or by individuals to support their application to the redress scheme can be considered in a comprehensive and timely manner. They also advise that work is ongoing. So I'm just going to suggest that we note this item for now, and we will come back to it. Is there be content, or does anyone want to make any comment on it? No? Okay. Okay, I'm going to move on, members. Item 4, draft minutes. So just to refer you to pages 11 to 18 of your pack for the draft minutes of our meeting held on the 3rd of December 2025. If you're content that these minutes are a true reflection of the proceedings of the meeting held on the 3rd of December, I will go ahead and sign those. Content? Okay, thank you. Okay, members then, so matters arising, I'm going to refer you to pages 3 to 7 of the tabled pack. And just to advise that the Department has responded to the Committee's correspondence regarding Junior Minister Riley's attendance at the event held by Glorna Mona in Belfast City Hall on the 19th of October 2024. The Department has clarified the following. The total information held by TO is one email, the invitation from Glorna Mona to Junior Minister Riley in her capacity as a constituent MLA, and this is attached in the pack for your information. Junior Minister Riley forwarded the invitation to the private office at TO in order to ascertain if she could attend in her role as Junior Minister. This is the reason the invite is held on file. There was no agreement for her to accept the invite as Junior Minister. She therefore attended as an MLA. TO had no further role beyond registering the case. TO did not provide any assistance in respect to the invitation, nor was any briefing commissioned nor compiled by officials. TO did not provide any advice in advance of the invitation, nor was there any briefing commissioned or compiled by officials. So I'm going to ask you to note this, but I see that Timothy's raised his hand. Go ahead, please, Timothy. Oh, sorry. Can you just a wee second, Timothy?
It should come off in a second.
Okay, sorry, apologies, Timothy. We're trying to get it sorted here. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
I think that's me now,
okay,
Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we now have the correspondence released that we asked about and we were told that we would have last week. I'm certainly disappointed that we don't have the ministers in front of committee today, even though the officials knew on Monday that the First Minister would be unwell on Wednesday. So what does the response tell us? Essentially, it tells us that the First Minister wasn't fulsome when she came to the Assembly on the 1st of December to answer an urgent oral. She told the Assembly that day that there's one email, an invitation to Aisling Riley as a constituency MLA, and that Aisling Riley as Junior Minister did not receive 5 complimentary tickets. But what we know from today and from the Deputy First Minister on the 8th of December is that Aisling Riley actually sent the email on to request that she would attend this event in her role as Junior Minister. And I would question whether the Executive Office ever responded to say that no, Aisling Riley wouldn't be attending as a Junior Minister. And indeed I would be interested to know what way Aisling Riley was introduced on that evening. But what this clearly shows is there's a disparity between the information the First Minister gave the Assembly on the 1st of December and the fulsome and transparent information that the Deputy First Minister gave the Assembly on the 8th of December. We know there was 5 tickets offered because of Sinn Féin's help and support towards the event. Why did the First Minister not offer up that detail? I would still be very interested to know who got them tickets, and indeed was some of the ones that have been involved, named to be involved, were they there availing of the free tickets that were provided to them? So there's still questions to be answered here. The First Minister hasn't been fulsome in answering the queries that have been put to her by this committee. She's shied away from that, and I look forward to the new year when this issue can be once again raised. But it gives serious doubt, and it provides serious doubt for me, that when the First Minister came to the Assembly floor, that she wasn't transparent and as transparent as she could have been. We have a situation here where a First Minister and a Deputy First Minister can't even line up the information and the sequence of events that come in from this invitation. It shows that the two versions of events simply aren't compatible. There's more questions that need answered, and I trust in the new year that when the First Minister is feeling well enough to come in front of this committee, that she'll be able to provide clarity on that, and indeed that we can scrutinise and fulfil the functions of this committee to scrutinise the role that the TEO played from when this invitation was forwarded from the First Minister or to the Executive Office by the Junior Minister, why we weren't told that the Junior Minister was wanting to attend this in her role. Glad to see that she wasn't permitted to do so, and then the fallout that has been from this. Serious questions for Michelle and serious questions for Sinn Féin, and at no point have either been as transparent as they should have been in this.
Okay, so thank you. I just want to come back on one item there, Timothy. I'm content to leave this until the session with the First and Deputy First Minister is scheduled. So on Monday, I can't remember what time it was, but the Deputy First Minister, Emma, phoned me and explained that Michelle was unwell and it was unlikely. She thought at that time, Michelle thought that she would be back by Wednesday, and the Deputy First Minister said that she would be still fine to come, and that she could still come, but that Michelle had sort of expressed that she would prefer that they came as, you know, as a joint panel. So that's really where I left it. So I think it was absolutely genuine that the First Minister is unwell, and as I say, I think Emma would have been here, but for I think it's the best actually when we have both First Minister and Deputy First Minister and potentially the 2 junior ministers there. And very quickly thereafter, after that conversation, I think maybe the one between the Dallow and the Clerk was taking place at a very similar time, and then members were notified straight after. So look,
have we a date, Chair, of when they'll be coming in the new year? And I agree with you. I think it's important when they come, both of them come, because essentially they're First Minister, Deputy First Minister, and what we've seen here is 2 contradicting stories, and we need both of them in the same panel so we can get a straight answer to answer these questions that still haven't been answered appropriately.
Okay, thank you. So at the pre-brief this morning, so Sarah Ann, Assistant Clerk here, indicated that I think you're working hard to try and get that pinned down, and at the very first opportunity in January this will be reconvened, rescheduled.
I think perhaps until the First Minister is back
at
work, and then obviously it's difficult to get it rescheduled before then.
Okay, so do I speak to this item?
No, I think we can
leave everything till January.
Yes,
then?
I think so.
Sorry,
can I come in? It's nothing in relation to this. Maybe
is it in relation to matters arising?
Yes, matters arising.
Okay, are we content to move on to Anya's? Yeah. Okay, go ahead please, Anya.
Chair, myself and a number of party colleagues met with the Police Ombudsman's office yesterday just around their work on EVOG, and the Police Ombudsman's office had identified a number of issues that they're currently facing. Would it be a possibility to add them onto our forward work programme for a briefing in the new year in that respect?
Yes, that's fine. Is this in relation to the IRC report yesterday around?
No.
Okay. Are people content then that we add that to our work programme? Okay.
Realistically, Chair, it probably won't be until after Easter. Until that, we just don't have. We're pretty full until then, just to sort of manage expectations on that.
No, that's fair.
And the departmental officials are up on the Banks Against War strategic framework and the first delivery plan on the 4th of March. so that could follow.
Yeah, that'll be.
Okay, we'll have a look and see.
Okay, thank you, members. I'm going to move on then onto item 6, and we're in terms of deliberation of the inquiry and redress scheme bill. But for this, we will have to go into closed session. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Welcome back, everyone. We've just spent a few hours there doing the deliberations on some proposed amendments, and we had a short session then with the departmental officials to get some clarity on that. Okay, so moving on, members, to item 7, the correspondence. I'm going to refer you to pages 16 to 21 of your pack for an updated summary of committee correspondence, and I just want to draw your attention to a number of items. 7.4 TO Administrative and Financial Provisions Bill. I'm going to refer you to pages 831 to 836 of the pack, just to advise members that the committee has received a response from the department to the committee's correspondence of the 10th of July regarding the Administrative and Financial Provisions Bill and the clauses relevant to TO. Detailed in this correspondence are the reasons for the proposed changes in the bill as outlined regarding Clause 6, victim and survivor support services, Clause 8, public appointments provision of development opportunities, Clauses 9 and 10, ending violence against women and girls, and Clause 14, COSAGA, term of appointment. Just to remind members that the committee has already considered clauses 7 and 9 to 10 and has responded to the Finance Committee in relation to these clauses on the 13th of November. So I'm just going to seek your agreement to note this item and agree for the committee team to forward the correspondence to the Committee for Finance and to confirm that the committee has completed its scrutiny of the required clauses of the bill. Are we agreed? Okay. 7.5, this is correspondence from an individual in relation to the inquiry and redress scheme bill in connection to private nursing homes. I'm going to refer you to pages 837 to 838 of the pack, and just to advise that the committee has received correspondence from an individual in relation to waive support services for individuals impacted by private nursing homes and the bill. Just to remind you that a similar issue was brought up by, I think it might have been me actually, or maybe another individual a few weeks ago in the committee team, contacted WAVE and VSS. VSS advised that they have contacted TO officials to highlight the need for some clarity in due course around the eligibility for VSS and community partner support services. In the interim, VSS continues to apply the broad perimeters which have been in place since 2022 and that services remain available. So I'm going to seek your agreement to note this item and agree that this correspondence to forward this correspondence to EO to respond to the queries raised. Agreed? Okay, 7.11, so this is in relation to the tobacco and vapes bill. I'm going to refer you to pages 860 to 863 of your pack. So just to advise, the committee has received correspondence from GTI regarding tobacco and vapes bill. Seek your agreement to note this item and agree to forward this correspondence to the Windsor Framework Democratic Scrutiny Committee for consideration on the issues raised, as it is the remit of that committee to examine and consider new EU acts and replacement EU acts. And just to, okay, before we move on then, go ahead, Timothy, is it on this item?
Yes, it is indeed,
Please,
Chair. Very interested in this item. Essentially, that's what some of us have been warning for a considerable period of time. I would be keen that we bring them to committee. I know you say it's the Windsor Framework would be responsible, but if you look at the diaries from this committee, and indeed what we agreed a couple of weeks ago, and that it was the end of session report from February 24 to July 2025, and that it deals with EU scrutiny. So I believe that this would fit inside the remit of this committee, and it's something we should bring them in front of the committee to have an evidence session. We need to explore why Portugal, Italy and Slovakia, amongst other countries, think they know better than our own UK government. So I would be keen to propose that we ask them to come and give evidence to committee on the information that they've submitted.
Okay, let me just ask for some advice from the clerk, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think in the first instance, as this is specifically around Windsor Framework, the WFDSC, so the Scrutiny Committee for Windsor Framework, we have to give them their place in that. I'll be honest, I think that should have gone straight to them and not to us, and what we are doing is really giving it to them. So I would want to have a chat with the clerk of that committee as well, but certainly I think in the first instance it does sit fully within their committee in terms of the work that they would do. Can I come back to you on that one, Timothy, just once I've spoken to them to find out where they are with that, whether they have had any correspondence themselves, and then we'll return to it at our next meeting?
I'm happy if it's tabled for the next meeting, and we get a breakdown of what they have said and feedback on that. 'Cause I believe under what we've agreed regarding the end of session report, that should sit within this committee because we are scrutinising EU matters. And if there's some overlap between the two committees, well, that's something we need to clear up. But I would be keen bringing them into a public session and teasing out the information that they've included in this report to us. The Windsor framework essentially is stopping the introduction of a generational smoking ban here in Northern Ireland.
Okay, thank you, Timothy. So we'll leave it with you, Clark.
I'll come back.
Okay, so we'll come up under matters arising then at the next. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm just going to ask the clerk then to read some other items into the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Members, 7.2 is an invitation from Ofcom to their Plan of Work 2026 Northern Ireland event, which will take place on Thursday the 29th of January 2026 in the Long Gallery. Any member wishing to attend should register by using the link within the invitation. 7.3 is a copy of correspondence from the Committee for Finance to the First Minister and Deputy First Minister regarding the review of arm's length bodies and arm's length body pay landscape. 7.6 is a copy of correspondence sent from the Committee of Communities to TEO regarding ring fencing of the rate support grant. 7.7 is a departmental briefing paper for the 2025 to 2026 December monitoring round. Members are advised that departmental officials will brief the committee on the December monitoring round and the draft budget at its meeting on Wednesday the 4th of February. If any members wish to submit specific questions in advance to that, they can please email me and I'll compile a list and send it on to the department pre that briefing. 7.8 is a response from the department to the committee's correspondence of the 13th of November regarding the September analysis of the 2025 to 26 outturn and forecast outturn. 7.9 is an individual correspondence regarding the exclusion of workhouse victims in relation to the inquiry and redress scheme bill. Just for members to note, this individual also emailed members directly. I think on the 3rd of December, members are advised that this correspondence is also included in the bill pack. 7.10 is correspondence from the Committee on Finance in terms of its review of arm's length bodies. 7.113 is a response from the Department to the Committee's correspondence of the 21st of November regarding historical clerical childhood abuse research reports. 7.14 is from the Assembly's Legal Services. It's the 52nd report of the Examiner of Statutory Rules, and just to note, there are no rules for the attention of this committee. 7.15 is a response from the Department to the Committee's correspondence of the 31st of October regarding the HIA redress scheme and the payments made by religious institutions. And 7.16 is a response from the Department to the Committee's correspondence on the 23rd of September in relation to the Regional Government HQ.
Okay, anybody want to comment on any of the any correspondence? Okay. Oh, sorry, Sinead. Something? Go ahead, please.
Okay, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, go ahead.
Okay, right. No, just in case I don't remember, Nick, I wonder whenever you're going back to the department, can you ask them that I will want some more detail on that item within the monitoring round on the 0.13 million allocated to meet the Northwest Development Fund, just so that I can get more information on that. And also, obviously, welcome the rate support grant, because it's really important for councils, less well-off councils as well, that was actually ring-fenced, but even some more detail on that as well.
No problem, Chair. We'll do that.
And then obviously Timothy's. Okay, so draft forward work programme then. Members, I'm going to refer you to pages 865 to 867 of the pack for an updated forward work programme, and I'm going to ask the Assistant Clerk to talk to it, please.
Thank you, Chair. It's just to say that we've confirmed now finally a date for the 3 new commissioners of the language bodies.
Okay.
So that'll take place at the meeting on the 18th of March next year.
Okay, thank you. Everyone content with the forward work programme? Okay. Item 11, any other business, members? Okay, so members, the next meeting will be in 2026, hard to believe. Tuesday, the 6th of January at 2 p.m. We're back in room 30 for that. And just to remind, this is our last meeting before Christmas, and I just would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas with your family and friends, and a peaceful 2026. And thank you,
everybody.
and thank you,
Thank
to
you everybody as
the
well.
clerk and
Happy
his team.
Christmas.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. The meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.